What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Thanks for stopping by and tuning into another one. You're freaking amazing. So guys, today's video, we're going to be taking a little bit of a break from the norm of what we've been used to here on the channel as of recently, and going over some of my favorite update ideas that hopefully maybe be implemented into the game in the near future. Now, some of these changes are more cosmetic stuff that if they were implemented into the game, it wouldn't make a huge impact to the game. However, a few of them are really big changes that I believe would make the game a little bit better in the long run. So guys, hope you're all excited. Make sure to leave in the comments down below which ones you like the most and which ones you agree with. Also, leave your own ideas if I don't cover anything. Some cool stuff like that would be fantastic. I love your input on these videos. So yeah, with that being said, let's hop straight away into it. Here we go. Okay guys, so transitioning over to Reddit, and we're starting things off strong. This is one of my absolute favorite ideas coming out of this video today, as well as I just want to warn you guys before we get into all the ideas, I'm going to be going over a few towards the end that don't have graphics to them that I've kind of developed through input from other people and pro players and stuff like that, that I also want to go over with you all. So make sure to stay tuned towards the end of the video. But like I said before, we're starting things off strong. This one is a fantastic idea. So what it is basically implementing more ranks inside of the game. So this was brought upon by Pierce. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. You guys know I'm not good at pronouncing names. But I really like this idea. As you all know, since the most recent trophy balance, rank 20, 500 trophies isn't as impactful, or it's not hard to hit anymore. We're seeing a lot of people getting to like 700, 800 trophies and not even being maxed out. We're seeing like level 7s and 8s getting that high up, which is fantastic. I love the grind. I love when people are playing this game trying to get those crazy milestones, but I feel like the impactfulness of rank 20 is no longer there. Now, you can look at this at a good way as well as a bad way. I've been hearing a lot of people voicing this opinion where beforehand it had too much value to it, where once you would get to that rank 20, you wouldn't want to push with that brawler any further because you're worried about tilting them, and I 100% agree with that. When I was pushing my brawlers and I got them first, all my brawlers to 500, I didn't want to touch anything. I didn't want to play anymore because it took so much time and effort to get that brawler high up there where you just don't want to mess up and tilt any farther below. But I do really like this idea. I find when you're a little bit above 500 trophies, say like 600 or above, you're in this like limbo area where you don't know where you are. You're just rank 20 but higher, you know what I mean? And another thing that kind of comes with this is like, how would these star points work? You know, once you get above 500, if they get converted at the end of season reset, maybe if you would go higher up, you would get more star points or something like that. That's a thing that could be implemented with this. I don't know. There's a lot of ideas that can revolve around this. Now, I do feel like this is a really cool idea, and if it was implemented into the game, I'd be all for it, but I feel like it doesn't correct some of the underlying problems that we have with grinding inside the game. If you guys do remember, we had Bobby here on the channel not too long ago discussing how much time it takes for the pro players to grind up in order to be in those top 10 spots, like 16 hours a day, which we'll be getting into a little bit later on in the video when we talk more about a potential ranking system inside the game towards the end of the video. But guys, this idea really cool. I like it a lot. So moving on to idea number 2, and this is also by Pierce. And you know what, Chirono, I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering your name and I'm feeling really bad about it. But this is all about a third star power. So it's not the ideas of the star powers, which are extensive and really unique. It's hard to see on the iPad, but Chirono came up with a bunch of different ideas for third star powers. But in general, I like the overarching idea that comes with this, and that is a third star power. Now, you may be saying, Ray, we just got second star powers, quit trying to rush things and stuff like that. But with these second star powers and how they've been panning out as of recently in the meta, I really have been enjoying it. You have this sense of control over what brawlers you want to bring in, as well as what type of play you want to play with that brawler. So do you want to play him a little bit more passive or aggressive? You can choose the star power that accommodates that type of play style. So with a third star power, you have even more range with that specific brawler. Maybe like Poco can get more increased. I don't know. we can discuss about theories with third star powers on a later day. But yeah, I feel like it always kind of pans back to having a little bit more control over your account and how you want to play the game. It kind of takes me back to when we had Brawl Stars in its beta phases, when we had a progression system with pins, badges, and medals, where you could literally take a brawler, say you like maining Mortis, which in my case, I really like Mortis, where you could pick one specific brawler and max them out straight off the get-go. and not really have to worry about the other brawlers that you wouldn't want to max out, where you just had this huge sense of control over your account. There were different trees where you had an attack tree, a health tree, and a super tree, where say you just wanted to buff the crap out of Bull's attack and you wanted that damage like crazy, you could just max out that attack tree. Your health would be a bit lower, but your attack would be really high up there. Now, it got a little bit too complicated because it had a little bit too much control over the account and would confuse newer players coming to the game, but I really enjoyed that control, and these star powers kind of add that back into the game. So in my opinion, more the merrier, and I really like these concepts. Okay guys, so the next one is also by Toronto Pierce, and I just kind of reviewed all my things that I saved, and they're all by Toronto Pierce. So you know what? We're showcasing all of his great ideas because he has a lot of them, and you know what? I feel like it's good to kind of get them out there. But as you can see, we have weekly quests. Now, in my opinion, I like the quests ideas and the challenges ideas. It really doesn't matter, in my opinion, how it's laid out or anything like that. I feel like quests and challenges are kind of like the same exact thing, and what it is, it kind of directs your attention towards something else in the game other than trophy pushing. Right now inside the game, trophy pushing is something that's kind of innately on yourself, so you gotta find the milestones that you want to achieve, and like say you want to get a brawler to like 800 trophies, there's nothing really pushing you to do that except yourself. Where this would kind of direct your attention to something different, which is why I've always wanted like challenges in the game, like we've seen in like Clash Royale and stuff like that, where it kind of is a break from the norm and you do what you want to obtain like a prize at the very end. It's kind of taking me back to like why I even created the Purple Iron Man challenge in the first place, and it was the exact same reason as this, to kind of have a break from the norm, get away from the monotonous trophy pushing, trying to achieve your goals, where you can just have fun and do something different. So I really like the quests and the challenges ideas. I'm all for those, and I'm sure they're going to be implemented into the game a little bit later down the road. We got to remember that Brawl Stars is a pretty young game, and we're really early on into its lifespan, so we'll probably be seeing these a little bit later on down the road, so be on the lookout for those for sure. The next one that I really like, once again Toronto Pierce, but this is called the Experience Road, so much like the Trophy Road. So once you hit a certain level in the game, brought on by XP and playing the game more and more, you unlock something on the Trophy Road. Now, he has a lot of different ones, like 8 Brawl Box coins, big Brawl Boxes, and Power Points. I feel like one should be devoted to progression in the game, which our Trophy Road is, and I feel like the other one should be like cool cosmetic stuff, which I like this new Leon skin right here. But yeah, I think it's a really cool idea. I don't know if it would be implemented into the game, but this is like one of those things, like I said before, some of the things that you can hope for, or like really cool ideas, but might not be implemented. You never know. It's good to bring up these type of opinions or ideas to the Brawl Stars dev team so that they can see it. As you can see, it's gotten a lot of upvotes, so I'm sure it's caught the attention of the dev team, and then they can kind of debate upon it and think about whether it'd be a good idea to be implemented into the game. So keep the good ideas coming. Stuff like this is really important for the game and its future for sure. Moving on to the next one, that is getting star points for different special events inside the game. So this one is for boss fight. Now, it doesn't have to be specifically for boss fight or anything like that. I feel like it'd be just really cool to get star points in a different way other than the trophy reset at the end of each season. Now with the trophy balance that just came out, it's a little bit easier for people to get star points inside the game. Just getting past 500 trophies on a specific brawler, you can get a good amount. Say you get like 600 trophies on a brawler, that's 50 star points. But I feel like a lot of the players in the game, maybe at like 5,000 trophies, or like the casual player, really doesn't have the time to push up their brawlers way past 500 like some of us in the game, and they can't really access star points all that easily, which you can look at it two different ways. Number one, it's kind of being neglected, like we can't get star points if we're at that trophy range and we wish we could, or you can look at it in a sense that it's motivation to be pushing and grinding inside of Brawl Stars to get past that 500 trophies so that you can obtain star points and get those cool skins in the star shops. But I'd say I'd like to hear your guys' opinion on this. I'm kind of iffy both ways. I like the star points and its value behind it, where it's like only the people that get these star points have been pushing in the game and grinding really hard, and they deserve these skins because they've been devoting a lot of time towards Brawl Stars. But we'll have to see. I know a large population of this game are casual players and they don't get access to the star points and the cool skins. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this one. Moving on to the final one that I have graphics for, and then we'll get into a serious discussion on some of the ideas that I have in my own noggin for this game. But I really like this one. This is menu themes, where you can purchase them with star points. Guys, there are a lot of different menu themes that I wish we could go back to. The Lunar New Year theme was my absolute favorite one, and I would definitely spend 200 star points for my theme, or what I get to look at inside the game was always like that. Lunar New Year, that theme was so incredibly cool. I loved the skins that came out of it. I loved the music. I loved the look. It was just so incredibly fun, and I think it was one of the first ones that we had implemented into the game. So I would be all for this change, and this is a perfect example of more of like a cosmetic thing that would most definitely not impact the game or anything like that, like we mentioned in the beginning of the video. But it's just one of those cool things that just kind of adds another little oomph or spice to the Brawl Stars, to the game that we know and love here. But yeah, those are all the ideas that I wanted to voice to you guys with graphics behind it, brought upon by the Brawl Stars community. But I do want to transition into some of my own ideas, so here we go. Let's hop into it. Okay guys, so I have two different ideas. Number one is pretty dang serious, as well as another one that's very selfish and something that's just kind of goofing around, something that I would love to be implemented into the game. So the very first one is leagues. Now, if you were able to catch my video with Bobby not too long ago, where we discussed teaming as well as the problems why pro players have been quitting inside the game, you would have caught a really great discussion on why leagues are such a great thing to be implemented inside of Brawl Stars. When you compare Brawl Stars and the trophy progression system, or the ladder grinding, compared to other games that Supercell has, such as Clash Royale and Clash of Clans, you don't necessarily have to spend a whole lot of time in those games to reach a certain level inside the game. So like top 10 on leaderboards, you don't have to grind so long. Now, I know this message is kind of pandering towards a very specific audience inside of Brawl Stars, so the people who devote a lot of time to the game. And if you aren't totally on board, or if this message doesn't strike you personally, that is totally fine. I 100% agree. This game is a very fun game just to be played with friends and stuff like that. But I totally feel for the pro players that if they want to make a name for themselves, or if they want to join a organization out there, they have to make themselves known. And one of the best ways to do that is to push competitively on ladder and get those top 10 finishes at the end of each season, very consistently. And with the system that we have now, it takes a lot of time to get up there, like 16 to 15 hours a day. I've heard some very scary stories of people spending way too much time on Brawl Stars in order to achieve those certain ranks. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking they're crazy, they're trying way too hard, why are they spending that much time on it? Well, it's not just a game to some people, in my opinion. If you think about it in like terms of like sports, maybe you are really into baseball or something like that, like myself when I was growing up. It's much like that. Esports is a thing, and it's growing, and it's very big in different parts of the world, and mobile gaming is growing at a rapid pace. So in order to kind of make a name for yourself right now, before Brawl Stars really makes its big leap into esports, I feel like is incredibly important. That's why people are taking it so dang seriously and are playing 16 hours a day. So that's kind of my tangent of why it's so important. But let's get into what the trophy, or I should say the leagues, would be entailed. So basically what we kind of discussed with Bobby in that video is once you get to a certain trophy milestone, you'd be entered into a league. And what it is you would have to win a certain amount of games with a higher win percentage than some of the other people to move on to the next league. Basically, we've seen these kind of leagues in like other games such as League of Legends, where it all comes down to your win percentage and your skill in the game alone, not the amount of time you take grinding in the game, which is one of the reasons why I feel like a lot of the pro players are frustrated, where you don't necessarily have to be amazing at the game, you just have to play it a whole lot and devote a lot of time to it to get those milestones, where I feel like we'd have a whole, like a totally different ladder, people making it to the top marks, if it was skill-based alone, and then we would truly see who are actually super skilled at this game. So I really like that. Maybe like once you hit 15,000 trophies, you enter into the first tier of the leagues, and maybe there's like 5 different tiers. And in order to progress up those tiers, you have to have this incredible win percentage out of like 10 games. Say you played 10-20 games and you have like a 90% win percentage, then you would be advanced into the next league, and then therefore after you would just keep that going until you get to the top league. I really like that idea, and I feel like it would make everyone happy, because it wouldn't necessarily change what people are doing in the the casual end of Brawl Stars. They're pushing, they're enjoying getting their trophies and stuff like that. But once you get to that 15,000, or I should say, yeah, 15,000 trophies, then you're entered into the leagues. So that's my whole spiel about the leagues. I think it'd be fantastic, and I really, really like the idea. Skill-based, not effort-based or time put in based. I feel like that's really, really important for the longevity of like the pro scene inside of Brawl Stars. But that's it for the leagues. The next one is my selfish one, and that is Supercell. I just need one favor. Please release a Mecha Mortis skin or any Mortis skin for the star points. If you guys didn't know, I haven't spent my star points yet inside of Brawl Stars, and it's all for that one day when they release something for Mortis in the star shop. I feel like the only reason I haven't been spending them is the fact that I would feel so incredibly devastated if I bought like the Midnight Mecha Crow skin or something like that over a Mortis skin that might come out in the near future, because it's hard to get those star points. So please, Mortis Mecha skin, Mortis something skin, Mortis Ninja, I don't care. Anything Mortis, I'm all for it. But yeah, guys, hopefully you all enjoyed the video today. I wanted to take a little bit of a break from what we're used to here on the channel with the pro gameplay and stuff like that, and just kind of go over some update stuff that would be fantastic. We're kind of getting close for the dev team to come back here shortly, so we'll have to see if some of these these things will be implemented in the near future. We'll have to see. You never know. But yeah, guys, if you did enjoy the video and any of the ideas in it, make sure to leave a like. Also, comment down below any of the ideas that you agree with, as well as voice some other ones. I would love to hear them and skim through them. That'd be awesome. Guys, make sure to consider hitting that subscribe button down below, being a part of the Ray fam. We would truly love to have you. So with that being said, everyone, make sure to keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.